A lot more has been coming out about the Avengers Doomsday teasers, and apparently this whole rollout is going to look very different from what we originally thought. And on top of the leaks and rumors, we've also had a couple of official posts that are actually worth talking about. So, following the early rumors, Avengers Doomsday would have 3 teaser trailers first, and then a full trailer that would be shown in theaters before Avatar: Fire and Ashes. The supposed viewing order was simple. First, the Steve Rogers-focused teaser, then the Thor-focused teaser, then a teaser focused on Doctor Doom, and only after that, the full trailer. And so far, that rumor has been looking pretty solid, right? The patterns matching. But now, multiple leakers are saying the third teaser trailer, instead of being Doom-focused, would actually be focused on the X-Men. For example, one person used an image of Cyclops to illustrate the point, but they clarified underneath, "I'm not saying the X-Men teaser will be focused only on Cyclops. I'm just using Cyclops because I think he'll have a really good scene." And according to them, it would be an X-Men-focused teaser with the X-Mansion and everything. Then we get another leaker, less known, named Doom's Servant, claiming that Teaser 3 and Teaser 4 would include Loki, Cyclops, Professor X, and Monica Rambeau. Then they throw in Shang-Chi, Falcon, the new Falcon in the MCU, and basically everyone. Captain America, Fantastic Four, Namor, like apparently the entire cast, plus whoever was walking past the studio that day. And that's where it gets weird, because the first 2 teasers were clearly character-focused. Teaser 1 was Steve, Teaser 2 was Thor. So why would Teaser 3 suddenly be all X-Men all at once, and then Teaser 4 be everybody everywhere all at once, MCU edition? The logic starts to wobble. Now sure, Marvel could still end these teasers with the classic message like, "The X-Men return in Avengers Doomsday," and call it a day, but if you've been watching the channel, you know I've been pointing out a really strong theme across the first 2 teasers: fatherhood, or at least the idea of building a family. That theme connects way more naturally to a Doctor Doom-focused third teaser. Show a bit of his past. What happened to him? What made him so traumatized? Do those rumors about him losing his family end up being true? A Doom teaser could tease exactly that. And here's the thing. Even if one leaker says teasers 3 and 4 include a bunch of characters, that doesn't automatically kill the original rumor. You could still have Teaser 3 focused primarily on Doctor Doom, and Teaser 4 be the more complete trailer that shows more story and a wider spread of characters, matching the original plan. That would actually make sense. So for now, I'm treating this like a season of a soap opera where every episode ends with a cliffhanger, and the writers clearly hate peace. This week, the Thor teaser is being shown in theaters. Next week, we can expect at least a leak, and more importantly, we can be pretty confident another teaser will be shown in theaters next week too. It's honestly been fun following this chaos in real time. Quick interruption, please leave a like in the video so you can help the channel out. I'm a small channel and I really could use your support to keep bringing these news for you. So, did you like the video yet? Okay, now I'm going to jump into a slightly unhinged theory, but stay with me, because there's a real possibility that an X-Men-focused teaser could still connect to the family theme. In X-Men 97, for example, we saw Jean Grey and Cyclops' son, Cable. And yeah, Jean Grey's storylines are always complicated. That's basically her superpower, emotional and timeline damage. But even putting Cable aside, the X-Men can absolutely be framed as a family, or as a found family, or even as the start of a new generation of X-Men. That could be the angle for a teaser focused on them. Do I think Doomsday is going to dive deep into the whole Jean, Cyclops, Cable situation specifically? I'm not convinced. But the family angle is still available, even with an X-Men teaser, especially if the story is about legacy, children, and the next generation. Either way, we're going to get answers soon, very soon. Marvel isn't letting us rest. Now, since we're talking X stuff, one site pointed out something interesting about the Thor teaser. According to them, and I'm paraphrasing what they wrote, the biggest takeaway from the Thor teaser is an unofficial confirmation of rumors about Doomsday's story, rumors that started after the Fantastic Four movie released. They claim that both the Fantastic Four post-credit scene and the Steve Rogers teaser play with the idea that Doctor Doom is going after the children of these superheroes. And in the Thor teaser, we're reminded of Love's importance, Thor's daughter. The family theme suggests a story where Doctor Doom kidnaps or endangers younger heroes, forcing their parents into battle. Marvel has been keeping Doomsday's story under lock and key, but if you combine everything we've seen so far, that site suggests a possible logline, basically the plot summarized in a sentence or two. The Avengers are separated but must reunite once more as a new threat approaches, more personal than ever. But who will bring all these heroes together against an unknown enemy from the multiverse? The site then goes into a few hypotheses that honestly get a little strange, but it opened my mind to another possibility. What if Doctor Doom really is targeting the kids, but not because of their powers? Because, for example, Steve's baby wouldn't necessarily be superpowered. The kid might inherit the super soldier serum traits or might not. We don't know. But even if the kids aren't all cosmic-level threats, going after them would still provoke the heroes. And what if that's the point? What if Doom's real interest is provoking the heroes, forcing them back into action even if their first instinct is simply to hunt him down? Using children to manipulate heroes is one of the nastiest forms of leverage imaginable, but the bigger question is, why would Doom want these heroes active again? Maybe Doom wants heroes from different universes to clash. Maybe it's revenge. Maybe he sees the multiverse collapsing and wants to accelerate the end, rip the bandage off, burn the timeline, move on. That actually fits Doctor Doom's personality in the comics, control through catastrophe. And it lines up with what we expect to happen in the next film, Avengers: Secret Wars, a new world built from the ruins of the multiverse, with Doom ruling over it. Now, shifting from leaks to something official, on Instagram, when the Steve Rogers teaser was officially released, the directors posted something really interesting. They said something along the lines of, "The character who changed our lives, the story that brought us together, everything was always going to come back to this," which strongly implies they always knew they'd return to Captain America to tell another story. That's extra curious because a lot of the rumors I cover, especially about Doctor Doom's origin and his role in the next Avengers film, make it seem like Marvel is using the character played by Robert Downey Jr. as a very blunt replacement for Kang the Conqueror, who was originally meant to be the big villain of this multiverse saga. And I know a lot of people will hear that and go, "Ugh, Marvel's improvising, they're desperate." My response is, yes, Marvel is improvising. Marvel has been improvising since Phase 2. Do you really think they planned from day one that the Tesseract, introduced in Captain America: The First Avenger, was going to be the Space Infinity Stone? No, not even close. Even the actor for Thanos in that early post-credit scene changed later, and that original tease hinted at Thanos' relationship with death, the comic storyline where he's obsessed with the literal embodiment of death, which never became a real thing in the movies. In other words, the Infinity Stone saga itself was built through adaptation and improvisation. They took Phase 1 elements and molded them into something bigger, and it worked. It turned into Infinity War and Endgame, which, love them or hate them, were cultural earthquakes. So now, let's see how they improvise for Doomsday, trying to connect characters like Shang-Chi and other Phase 4 and Phase 5 elements into one film. And about the desperation argument, people say they're only bringing back Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom because they're desperate. My question is, when exactly would it be wrong for them to be desperate? Marvel Studios lost audience trust. Disney pushed them to produce more series, we got a bunch of disconnected projects, then a pandemic disrupted production schedules. And on top of that, the actor they were betting on as the saga's central villain got convicted, went to jail, and became basically untouchable in Hollywood. In what universe are they not supposed to be desperate? And here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not enough anymore for Marvel to simply make a good movie and assume people will show up. Unfortunately, that era is over. Thunderbolts was excellent, well above the MCU average in my opinion, and plenty of people agree. Fantastic Four was also excellent from my point of view. I know some people have been reevaluating it over time, but I still think it's a really fun, above-average Marvel movie. And yet, neither of those movies made the kind of noise Marvel needs right now. So, they need attention. They need people back in theaters. And one of the most reliable weapons for that in 2025 is nostalgia. And let's be real, alternate versions, different universes colliding is the perfect excuse for nostalgia. That's the whole point. It has to be used right now. It's exactly what they did with Deadpool and Wolverine, and guess what? Massive success, even with a higher age rating. So Marvel looked at that and basically said, imagine if we did something like that but PG-friendly. That's the play. They're chasing the kind of success they need right now to rebuild audience trust. And speaking of that, Robert Downey Jr., celebrating Christmas, posted not only an image of Dr. Doom, but also Iron Man, again, which is yet another hint that he might also play Iron Man in some way. Maybe an alternate reality version, maybe a cameo, maybe something bigger, but it's clearly not random. So what do you think? The secret phrase for this video is Marvel Attack, because Marvel is throwing every card they have onto the table. But is that going to be good or bad? Comment Marvel Attack so I know you watched until the end. There are other videos on the side you can watch right now. Thank you for the phenomenal company, and I'll see you in the next one.